My name is Eddie Willis. I've been out of prison for some years now, and let me detail my experience with solitary confinement. When I went to the county jail for burglary almost a decade ago, uh, I was placed in a cell and I hadn't had a shower for 10 days. I was in Kane County Jail. I was pepper sprayed underneath the door by an officer, and he said that if I was alive in 5 minutes, that he'd give me the shower that I didn't get in 10 days. Obviously, I sought legal remedies, and it would save the state just so much money on lawsuits because the treatment that inmates and prisoners and even non-convicted individuals that are in the county jails are beaten, tortured by officers. You don't get your mail. You can't use the phone. You can't call your loved ones. You really don't get the proper amount of nourishment because they really don't feed you. You're basically starving to death. You may or may not get 2 showers a week, and you're in there filthy. Some instances you can't get visitation, or your visitation is limited and you can't see your loved ones. Well, as far as my dealings with solitary confinement in prison, they say it's a control measure, but it's really just a torture method that they use, and in my experience, it's a population control method, because if a prison has 1,200 cells available and only 1,100 beds have people in them and no one's in solitary confinement, they have to find people so they can run at maximum capacity, and they'll just take people for no reason, deprive them of their property, deprive them of their mobility to move around, their visits, and just put you in solitary for no reason. And then if you object, they'll beat you, they'll charge you with a crime. In my experience, I really don't want to make this about race, but a lot of the officers were racist, and it's a disparity of gay, black, trans women, black individuals, brown individuals that are taking the brunt of the burden of the torture and the misuse of solitary confinement as a control method of prisoner conduct. And that's totally not the case. It's totally not the case. It's a jail within a jail, and it's torture within torture. And there's no reason that within a free society that the over exorbitant rate of time that inmates are given justifies whatever was done. It could be something simple as dropping some paper in front of an officer when he told you to go, and they'll give you 30 more days. And then if you yell, you'll say, "Oh, well, my tray didn't have any chicken on it. You gave me an empty tray," and that's another 30 days. Then you say, "I wanna call my mother. I got a letter that my mom died," or a family member or something. You gotta call somebody. That's another 30 days. So potentially, you can never get out of solitary confinement. You're just the mental torture that you have to suffer. For me, I've gotten diagnosed with a post-traumatic stress disorder. I'm seeing a counselor right now, and it's just something that I can never get over, and it's something that's affecting my successful reintegration into society. And I don't think that the terrible injustice and torture should be allowed anymore. And U.S. state legislators need to do something about it as soon as possible. Thank you, everyone, and I appreciate you listening to me.